The Empty Boat. In this series, we will explore ancient mystical stories. Enjoy listening. An old Tao student was trying to meditate in his garden but was disturbed by the sounds around him. He felt that these sounds hindered him from deepening his meditation and got annoyed. He wanted to go to a nearby lake to continue his meditation undisturbed, thinking that since no one would be there, he could deepen his experience with greater tranquility. The Tao student got into a boat, rowed to the center of the lake, and began his meditation. As he observed his thoughts dancing in his mind, he gradually felt at peace, slipping into a timeless, spaceless silence. Suddenly, a bump and a jolt startled him. During his meditation, he saw a boat on the water's surface slowly drifting toward him. At first, he didn't notice the boat because his eyes were closed, focused on his meditation. But when the boat hit his, he snapped out of meditation and opened his eyes. Initially, he was a bit angry. Whose boat could this be, disrupting his meditation? He thought with waves of anger and irritation, who was this careless person disturbing his peace? He had come here to escape everyone, seeking tranquility and stillness, but even here, they hadn't left him alone. He looked quickly at the boat, about to yell, when he noticed something. The boat was empty. No one had brought the boat there, it had drifted with the wind and bumped into him. He stared at the empty boat, his anger surging within him like giant waves. Now that no one was in the boat, whom would he shout at or release this immense anger onto? For a moment, he paused, and a profound insight appeared before his eyes. The empty boat was teaching him a lesson. The great anger within him and the empty boat would be his teacher. At that moment, he realized that his anger wasn't due to an external reaction. He was angry because he thought someone had disturbed his peace. But in reality, his anger stemmed entirely from his own mind. The boat was empty, so there was no one to react to, yet, his inner unrest had erupted on its own. This taught him an essential lesson. Many things we encounter in the external world are actually reflections of our inner world. Anger and unrest come from within, not from outside. Now a master, the Tao student returned to his meditation and began observing the empty boat within him. Over time, he realized that every situation that disturbed his inner peace was rooted in his mind. He told himself, when people hurt or anger me, they're like this empty boat. No one is really hurting me, all my reactions are against an empty boat I've created in my mind. From that day forward, whenever someone treated him poorly or irritated him, he began to think of it as an empty boat. He recognized that the one who hurt him was not the other person, but his own internal reactions. Thus, he understood that all the negativity in the external world was a reflection, and true peace was found within. Lessons. This story illustrates that what others think, say, or do about us is a reflection of our own feelings and thoughts. Like a boat, the outside world only mirrors how we see ourselves. Often, we think that something from the outside world is disturbing our peace. But anger and unrest are energies that exist within us. If we get angry even when we learn that a boat is empty, this anger comes entirely from us. The people we encounter in life are like empty boats, holding a mirror to our inner world. Our reactions to others' behaviors, words, and judgments stem from within. We should focus on inner peace, not the external world. The person who got angry even though the boat was empty thought he could find relief by blaming someone. However, when he realized the boat was empty, he understood that the one causing his anger was not someone else, but his own mind. This story reminds us that before blaming others, we should develop our inner awareness. Often, we believe we can solve our problems by blaming others. But when we turn inward and recognize our reactions in our minds, we see that blaming others is unnecessary. The story teaches us to approach the events in our lives as observers, without labeling them as good or bad. Learning that the boat is empty helps the person meditating to observe events without reacting. When we approach events from a neutral perspective, we can reduce their impact on us. We should also remember that even things that seem bad at times can be our teachers and contribute to our growth. Thank you for listening. I would appreciate your support through your likes and comments.